my life. First of all, though, I have to give it back up to Rochelle. Thanks for moderating the call, welcoming everybody in. Love, love, love your energy. Here's the cool thing about life. You've heard the saying that a rising tide raises all boats or all ships. It's exactly what we have here with the tribe, and we love to help other people just get to their next best level. Let me say that again. So we don't compare ourselves to other people. All we do and all we understand as a human being is we always just want to strive to get to our next best level. And I learned that a long time ago that I wanted to be a lifetime learner. This was after my NFL career. So as Rochelle said, I graduated from the Purdue University back in 1986. How many of you were not born in 1986? All right, you don't have to raise your hand. I know I'm old, but with age comes wisdom sometimes. Sometimes. But I follow the plan. I follow the game plan. So I've always been an athlete, always been a part of the teams. I've always been coachable, and I followed the plan. And the game plan that my parents gave me, my coaches, my teachers, people that were important to me, they always told me, Mark, go to school, get a good education, get a good job. Yes. And I think somebody's actually working for their job right now. I like to say job is an acronym for just over broke. Jobs are great for paying bills. So we like to tell people that you can work full time in your job and work part time on your fortune. And over a short period of time, your part time side hustle can actually exceed what you're making in your full time job. And now you have what I love is a choice. How many of you have a choice in your life? So tonight I want to share with you a business opportunity that's going to give you a choice. But more importantly, I want to share with you the reason we have a business opportunity, and that is an incredible product and service. We call it the protection plan. I'm going to give you about 30 minutes of a slide presentation that will absolutely change your life. If you pay attention, if you take some copious notes, if you begin to absorb some of the information I'm going to share with you tonight, I promise you, it will change your life because this is life-changing information. So let's just start just with some information, basic information. Credit scores range from 300 to 850. Some people aren't aware of that, right? 61 million people out there have a credit score of 599 or less. What does that mean? We have a market, right? We have a place where we can bring a product or service to the market. That's what entrepreneurism is all about. Well, here's the cool thing about it. More than half Americans don't even know what their credit score is. A quarter of people out there don't know how credit scores are even determined. So when you talk about these stats, 10% of Americans being credit invisible, in other words, they don't have anything on their trade history, you'll find that cash is king, but credit is power. And when you begin to understand that, it is powerful. It will unleash your ability to not only accrue wealth, but to keep it. You see, it's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep that determines whether you win what we call the money game. Now, there's so many people that are unaware. We gave you some startling statistics. They were startling to me. 61 million people with a credit score of 599 or less. That's poor credit. I want you guys to understand that. That's actually poor credit. People that have 600 to 640, that's called fair credit. I was in that boat. I'm moving across those lines right now as we speak, as a matter of fact. When I started with this program, I had a credit score of 560. Here's the cool thing about it. I followed the plan. Go to school, get a good education, get a good job. I had a diploma from Purdue University, 4.8 grade point average on a 6-point scale. I had a contract to play in the NFL, plenty of money in the bank. But what I didn't have was a high financial IQ. I had a low financial IQ. What I want you to understand is good things happen, or bad things happen, I should say, to good people. And it's because we just weren't educated. You've heard the saying, knowledge is power. This slide right here, I stick on it for a while because our formal education didn't teach us about personal finance. It didn't teach us about ownership, about financial freedom and success. It taught us how to become a good employee. Live check to check. You're supposed to retire in 40 years and live the golden life, the golden years. Well, we're finding out that that's pretty much a farce, and it's a bill of goods that most people can't cash in on. Welcome to UCES, United Credit Education Services. This company is phenomenal. This company is phenomenal. It has a platform of educational products that will help us to succeed in life. They've been around for over 15 years. Their sole purpose is to help people to remove inaccurate, erroneous, and obsolete information from your credit report. This is what they do. I don't know if you've heard of the book called The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell. It says it takes about 10,000 hours to master something. Well, these guys have been at this for 15 years. They're well past that 10,000 hours, and they are masters at credit restoration. They are A-rated by the Better Business Bureau, and more importantly, you can employ them to take care of you. A membership focuses on protecting your credit, family, finances, and your future. Literally, this is a slew of the incredible products that you will get with the protection plan. Budgeting, credit restoration, credit builder, network, identity monitoring, credit attorney for those hard to remove things, credit monitoring, debt payoff, financial lockbacks. There's a will and trust, a savings plan in there, as well as what we call the YFL family men. And we look at ourselves as a family because we believe that every American has the right to have a financially sound foundation so they can live life without the stress of getting their lights shut off, or their cell phone being shut off, or a car repossessed, or being denied for anything that you want. We live in the land of milk and honey. This is a land of what? Opportunity. But if you have a bad credit score, trust me, you lost a lot of your rights. You lost a lot of your opportunity. This company, UCES, is a 501c3. What does that mean? They are an official nonprofit organization. And let me tell you, that allows them to come alongside of us as citizens of the United States and help us to remove those inaccurate, obsolete, erroneous items from our credit report. And understand this, you do not have to pay a bill. Even if you owe a bill, you don't have to pay it for it to come off your credit report. Let that soak in. I'll let that marinate a little bit. I've been having so many conversations over the last week or two on, this particular topic. I have a friend of mine that just hit me up yesterday, and she was telling me how she had a charge off from Best Buy and how they were harassed. I have another friend that told me that they've been paying another company $50 a month, and they're talking to me. This is a girl I went to grade school with. That's what I love about this program is I can share it with anybody, and due to social media, I'm in touch with everybody. There's 7 billion people on social media, right? There's 330 million people here in the United States that can all use this information. How's your credit score calculated? Who knew that there was 5 components of your credit report? How many? 5, right? The first and most important, the biggest slice of the pie, is your payment history. On-time payment versus delinquencies. Let's go back and look at Mark Jackson, the young Mark Jackson, graduating from college, his chest out, strong in education. I'm smart. That's what everybody thinks when they're young. As you get older, you realize how smart you're not. But in this case, I didn't understand that paying a $30 bill was important. If I got a gas card bill, remember they used to have a gas card? I don't know if they even have those anymore, but I had a Shell card. And I would never pay that thing until it got up to $100 or $200. So I might go 30, 60, 90 days late on that Shell card if I didn't use it a lot. And when I get that bill, I didn't really care about paying that bill. It didn't make that much sense. I didn't think the company, Shell organization, a multi-million-dollar oil company, who cares about $30? I didn't realize that 30-day late, that 60-day late, can lower your credit report score, your FICO score, 50 to 100 points. And 50 to 100 points is the difference between getting into a home or not, getting into a car or not. And more importantly, 50 to 100 points is the difference between a 3.85 mortgage and a 4.25 mortgage. Not that much. But over the course of a 30-year mortgage on a $300,000 house, that's over $50,000. Payment history is very, very important. Pay your bills on time. Capacity versus amount owed. I didn't really understand that. Someone lent me $10,000. I felt like I had $10,000 to spend. But when it comes to capacity versus amount owed, the credit reporting agencies and those that extend credit to people would like to see you as a good manager of money use about 8 to 30% of the credit that's extended to you. So in other words, if you had 2 credit cards with 5,000 in volume each, or 5,000 in credit each. You have $10,000 at your disposal. They would expect you to use 800 to 3,000. Anything above that begins to drop your credit score down. Remember, this is 30% of your credit score. So if you have 10,000 extended to you, you have 9,900 that's used. How many maxed out their credit card? Me, right? That's going to drive your credit score down. The length of credit, so how long you've had that accredited. But that's going to be established by the fact that you've been establishing credit over time. And here's one of the most important tricks that I've learned is don't throw away that old shell card like I did. You want to keep that. If I kept that card, I had that card back in 1987. That's a lot of years of history that can go on my credit report to actually boost my credit score. But if you've ever paid off things and canceled things because you didn't feel like you were responsible enough, that's the lovely thing about this program is it helps you to become responsible. I just had a call with a friend of mine, and it was a three-way call with a possible client that was looking for credit restoration. And the thing that I brought up that just resonates with me is we've all heard the saying, you can give a man a fish and he can eat for how long? For a day, right? Or you can teach and he can eat for how long? A lifetime. Once you learn, see, having a good credit score, understanding these principles, foundation of wealth, once you learn them, you own them. No one can take that away from you. It's called creating a habit. Once you create these habits, most people think habits are all bad, but habits can be bad or good. Yes? Once you create these habits, and that's what we're here to do with UCS. So that's 80% of your credit score, payment history, capacity, and then the length of credit. But the other 20%, a new credit and types of credit, that's something that is really in your control. You can control how many inquiries or new accounts that you are applying. You can control all of this, but the types of credit, as you begin to get a good mix of credit that's extended to you, installment loans are those loans that you get one-time lump sum and then pay it off over time, like a car or a house. Revolving credit is what? That's like that credit card where you can, charge up $800, pay that off, charge up $1,000, $1,500, $1,822. It's always revolving, so to speak. So here, once again, knowledge is power. If you didn't understand this, if you don't know, now you know. Awareness without action, however, creates nothing. So there are the 5 components of your credit score. Very big. Here's some things you should also know. Credit reporting agencies are not government entities. With this big breach of Equifax, they are really under the fire right now. They're just another corporation, just like Grease Monkey or McDonald's, that can be slapped down for being negligent with people's information, and they hold a lot of people's information. Each credit reporting agency works independently. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. Those are the 3 big ones, right? Creditors have the option to report to 1, 2, 3, or none of the credit agencies. So it's up to us as consumers to begin to monitor that, right? And here's the most important thing, is you have the right to review and dispute any, what's the word? Everybody say this. Any, say it to the top of your lungs. Any, unless you're at work. Anything on your credit report is disputable. You can take that off. Here's the cool thing, and the reason why you want to have a great credit score is you're going to have better rates. You're going to have better insurance rates, better interest rates, the ability to rent, lease houses and apartments, the ability to obtain credit cards at a decent rate. Here's the thing that I found that was striking to me. The average American, that means you, right? And anybody that you know, we're going to all lump sum everybody together. The average American will spend anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million in extra expense due to bad credit. Does that make your stomach turn? How many people are working into their 60s, 70s, 80s? I saw people I was at the game last night for the Broncos. I saw people working. Bryson was with me. There's a lady in a roller chair or whatever because she broke her hip. I mean, the median age of some of those people. I'm like, why are they out here working? Why are they working? What if they had taken that $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, for upwards to $1 million, and instead of paying that extra interest on their car or their house or that other car, or the appliances that they bought, or the credit cards that they used over the course of 20, 30, 40, 50 years? What if they had that money in a savings account for their retirement? How would that change the face of America? Man, this program is powerful. This is what your credit score looks like, or your credit report. Like, just to give you a visual, some people have never even seen their credit report. I love this business. Once you get signed with a protection plan, you're going to have access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to your credit report. That's powerful. Very powerful. There's this thing out there that what we think about comes about, right? What you focus on expands. Here's something that should be at the top of your list of cool things to know. There's this thing called the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And that act of Congress gives every American the right to dispute any inaccurate, erroneous, obsolete thing on your credit report. Late payments, tax liens, charge-offs, medical bills, collections, foreclosures, bankruptcy, short sales, student loans. Anybody got student loans? We go to college, right? We take out a loan so we can follow that, go to school, get a good education, get a good job thing, right? But what do? We graduate. The average person graduating from college can have as much as $100,000 in debt. You're just getting out of college. You got $100,000 in debt. You're starting behind the eight ball. Guess what? You don't pay a couple of those bills, and you don't pay that student loan, and your credit score starts to go down. Now you're really behind the eight ball. We are set up. It's a setup. And we here at UCES, we here at the Tribe, are here to help you to win. We want everybody to win. If I'm winning, you're winning, we're all winning, who's losing? We have an access that you can use your cell phone, you can use a tablet, you can use a computer, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This monitoring system, this portal that UCES has given us, gives us the ability to stay on top of the game. And that's really, really important. Here's some of the modules. So the budgeting module, once again, people don't plan to fail, they simply fail to plan. So if you don't have a budget, think about getting a budget. Well, here's a way, because sometimes people, I don't know how to even write up a budget. Do I do an Excel spreadsheet? I don't know Excel. Do I write it down on a piece of paper? Do I put it on a notebook pad? Or do I write it on the floor? Do I write it on the wall? Where do I put my budget? Well, it's all right here. Once again, your laptop, your computer, even your cell phone. You can log into this module and begin to put in your hard costs, my rent, things that don't change too much. My car payment, right? Those things, right? Then you can put in your revolving credit in there, and you can begin to understand what it is. Some people don't like to see that stuff, but here's the deal. If you avoid it, if you ignore it, it doesn't get any better. I love this budgeting plan because it gives you the ability to do that. We have a credit builder module that helps you to build your credit. We have credit attorneys for all those hard to remove things, over 400 employees at UCES and the FES to help us to have success. Credit monitoring, so I'm getting dings and pings whenever something's going on with my credit card or any of my business accounts. We have a debt payoff system for all those big ticket items. You want to get out of your house faster, or your car faster, or maybe some high interest credit cards and you want to pay that off faster. Get into that module, begin to play around with it, and you'll see how easy. Once again, if you have a plan, it becomes easy. Everything started before it's easy. How easy it is to get rid of a lot of that debt. Financial lockbox with the same amount of income, by the way. Financial lockbox is a great way to store all of your personal information instead of putting it in a box under your bed or in the closet or on top of the refrigerator. This is a secure place where you can actually give someone that you care about, someone that you trust, your financial lockbox number, and they can access that in case there is some tragedy or something that happens to you that befalls you. The financial lockbox, along with our will and trust and power of attorney product that is also included in this protection plan, just makes this a no-brainer. We have identity monitoring, net worth, savings goals. Once again, like I said, the will and trust. This platform is phenomenal. It is priceless. I wish I had this when I came out of college. I promise you, my life would be totally different in the financial realm if I had these tools at my disposal, if I was more aware, if I had the knowledge that we're sharing with people tonight. And that's why we have that last but not least, the YFL Family Net. It's about giving knowledge to kids that don't have that knowledge. Anywhere from 8 to 18 are companies giving back to those people. So you look at this platform and you say, man, that is a lot. I thought I was just going to learn about credit restoration.